All right, guys, we're about to put the biscuits and gravy on these motherfuckers. It is Jacob Couch in the building, and he is getting ready for some CJI2 action. How's it going, Jacob?
It's going good. How are you?
When it comes to Daisy Fresh, the story is so powerful. When you first moved into the laundromat, you spent 6 to 7 months kind of on the crash pads, really living that Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle, training every single day. And now to see where it's come, what is it like for you seeing that evolution?
Well, I think it's just really a testament to trust the process, even in the times where it's like the hardest to do that. In times where you're like sleeping on a crash pad. And I don't think those things are as hard as people make them out to be. I think you can find joy in everything. I think there's available joy in everything. So I cherish those times a lot. And I really am grateful for those in a way, that lets me feel like that it helped me form who I am today and will help me form who I want to be in the future. So I think those times are nothing but constructive and have gave me some of the absolute best times in my life.
And what is your most fond memory of you and Coach Heath Petigo?
My most fond memory. Oh my God.
I know there's probably a lot.
Oh, that's so hard. Oh my God. One?
Just one that stays at the tippy top.
My favorite moment with Heath, I would say for me, would be when I beat Roberto Jimenez on the Who's Number One fucking 4 decades ago or whatever it was. I was like, I don't know, I don't gamble that much. I don't got the money to, but betting odds wise, I was a plus 1,500 against going in against Roberto, and I think he was like the favorite to win the tournament. And all he was doing was telling me, how much he believed in me and how much he was just constantly pushing that belief that I was going to win the match. And like he always does that, but this was like it was just my first big opportunity, on a big show and a big card and to show the world. And it was just a magical moment. I would say like that would be my favorite.
And you've showed out when the bright lights are on. One of the times you did was when you had 7 submissions at the ADCC Trials. When you think back to that run that you had, is there a particular submission that you're most proud of?
Yeah, there's a couple that come to mind. I would say the finals for me was probably the biggest one. Elder's obviously who Elder is. Is Elder Cruz. He's black belt world champion, ADCC vet. And before that match, I was 0-3 against Elder. I'd lost to him 3 times. Once at purple belt, twice at purple belt, once at brown. And I remember every second of those matches going into that match. I remember them very vividly. So that one was a good one for me.
And when it comes to some of the names that we know that will be at CJI2, is there anyone in particular that you're hoping to get a matchup against?
I'm honestly just excited to put on a show. I want to go out there and I want to give the people something they want to see, and I want to make Craig's money worth it. I want to go out there and I just want to put on a show. There's nobody. I'm looking forward to it all. I mean, you got the best guys in the world. Who would you not be excited to go against is a better question, I think, personally, because if you look at the just talent in the whole tournament, it's the best guys. How could you not be excited to go against everyone? I think that's how I feel. So.
And who do you think is the favorite so far with the teams that have been announced?
Us. You can't ask me no question like that. What are you talking about? You didn't expect a different answer, huh? Come on now. What is that?
Hey, that self-belief is the way to go. You guys are one of the only teams that are not using that wild card feature that Craig has installed for the other team. So shout out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me a question like, you can't expect no other answer than the one I gave you. You're going to ask me a question like that. I got to expect that. Come on, man.
What about the team that is kind of the least likely to win? Which team do you think is the weakest link?
Oh, you're trying to get me. Get me. That ain't working. I've been around a long time. I think every team, is coming to win $1 million. And any man trying to win $1 million is going to put it on the line. So I expect everybody on every team in every weight class to come out there and try to kill each other because there's $1 million on the line. I don't think nobody's a weak link. I respect everyone, and I'm going to treat it like that. I'm trying to win.
Jacob Couch keeping things PC, politically correct.
I think I'm a little far off from that, but I try to keep it respectful, I'll call it.
And can you tell the audience when you first got your nickname, Hillbilly Hammer?
I got it because I was sitting around bullshitting with Spatch and Marshall, and my name was like Jacob Couch BJJ on Instagram, and they were like, "That's respectful." This is what we were just we're just friends talking in our room. They were like, "That's stupid," and I was like, I could have like something. I could have something, And they kind of brainstormed together and came up with that. And I was like, they're like, you should change it. And I was like, should I? They're like, yeah. And I changed it, and it took wind and stuck. And so I give those two. I forget which one particularly. Those are the two I remember coming up with it though. Marshall Roberts and Jacob Brooks.
And now we're going to do a little rapid fire questions of your guys' team. They're a little fun, a little silly. Are you ready, Jacob?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Who on Daisy Fresh for the CJI2 team is the easiest to peer pressure?
To peer pressure? Me.
That makes sense because it's definitely not Dante. We saw him out at one championship event and Craig's like trying to pour tequila down his throat and he's like, no man, I will throw up. Yeah, he put his foot down. He set that boundary.
I'll go ahead and eat that one. That one. That was me.
Who on Daisy Fresh is most likely to steal someone else's snack from the fridge?
Michael Pixley.
Who on Daisy Fresh who is most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse, and who would be the first to go?
Most likely to survive, Heath Petigo, first to go. Out of like our CJI team?
Out of the CJI team, but if there's another name in Daisy Fresh overall, you can name them as well.
First to go. We have a female on our team. She'll enjoy her name's Alita Brooks. I think she's the first to go. On our CJI team, I think I can run faster.
Y'all are some warriors.
I think I can run faster than Brandon. I think I can outrun Brandon. So I think Brandon is probably the slowest out of all of us. I'm going to go with Brandon Reed.
You refuse to put a weakest link on blast for another team, but when it comes to putting your own team on blast, you're going to let them know.
Well, look, I think you're spinning a narrative to be completely transparent. But what I'm saying, right, is that I think I could outrun Brandon and that Brandon is the slowest one out of us. I do think he is fast. I think I'm faster.
Who is most likely to pull guard in a street fight?
Me.
Who is the Jiu-Jitsu instructional nerd most likely to be staying up watching an instructional at 2 a.m.?
Dante,
he's the nerd?
Dante has the instructionals mentally bookmarked. So I would say him.
And let's just finish off with how you guys are going to be working together as a team. Are you guys adjusting your training plan or able to work together for this CJI2 training camp?
So I think Brandon Reed will be here shortly. He'll be here for the next couple months. And then we try to make trips between each other. Like Dante will come down here. We'll go to Dante's. Obviously, Max will come with him. So we try to get it. We try to get it in together and try to like train as much as we can together. It's a 7-hour trip, so we try to share that in between us. He's got a pit up there at Dante has a pit at Westside Barbell for us to train in. So that should be interesting.
I love it. Very resourceful. It's going to get you guys all ready to go come August 30 and 31st. When it comes to how you would spend your share of $1 million, how is Jacob Couch spending that money?
Well, so after taxes, I'd probably get what, about 100?
I don't know. I try to evade that shit.
Oh well, okay. We'll cut it to 170 with some innuendos. And so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hand all that money to my significant other because it does not need to be in my hands, and I know that. And so I'm just going to hand it straight to her. I'm going to say, hey, do some stocks, cut me out a little bit. You take the rest, invest. We're good. We'll roll that off. Because
I love how so many people are making investments with their money.
Well, I'm not saying that's what I would do if I had the money, right? That's why I'm giving it to her. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna give it to her so I don't do what I would,
We'll have you focus on the jiu-jitsu and then the finances be handled elsewhere. But luckily, it's going to be a big payday. What is it like for you as someone who has seen jiu-jitsu kind of grow from not having these big payouts to having $1 million prize fighting tournaments?
I think it's an incredible thing for the sport, man. I mean, if you're talking about moving forward and progressing, how could you look at something like $1 million prize pool and go, that's not a good thing, or that's not what we want as a whole in the sport? You know, I think it's a great thing. I think it's a wonderful thing, and like I said, I think we're all coming for that million come CGI too.
And Jacob, if there's any sponsors or teammates, anyone that you want to give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Brandon Reed, Michael Pixley, Dante Leon, Max Hanson, Heath Petigo, ready to roll, baby.